Now, we know from the experiences that we've had that there's really no one consistent face to a victim, that a victim can come from any race, any ethnicity, across any socioeconomic environment. And under all of that, since a victim can really be anyone in our society, what are some of the indicators or red flags that we can be looking for that would identify a potential victim?
Yeah, can kind of talk about the ones that we've seen specifically. There's kind of there's sort of like a four red flags that are kind of been common to all the victims we've worked with over the last 2 years. Some of those we've already mentioned, but one of them being the older, overly controlling boyfriend, and then oftentimes the girl will have a tattoo of his name or his street name. And this is used a lot of times as kind of a branding to basically place ownership. He's saying, "I own you," and we'll put his name on her. So we see that very often. And then another red flag or sign that we see is running away or being truant from school, kind of leaving for periods of time. And then when they come back, they have nice things and nice purses, their hair done, nails done, all of these kind of things that before they really didn't have these kind of things, but now they do. And so those four things specifically we see over and over again with the victims that we've worked with. But there are other red flags and signs.
Well, I know as well when a lot of girls you'll find, we've talked to other parents and we say, well, keep an eye on your kids. If you've noticed they're taking a lot of pictures of themselves, they're in the bathroom at night taking pictures of themselves, and those pictures are going somewhere. So I've talked to, for example, a medical professional here in Tyler once, and she came to me once and she said, when I heard you speak about this issue, I suddenly realized that I've got 3 young high school girls here in Tyler, and they all have the same story about sending pictures to a particular man, and they all have the same story about this one man. And of course, they're 3 different girls in 3 different places, but all one man, and it was here in Tyler. So watching what your children do, as far as like everything Kenny just said in the physical, as well as who they're with, where they're going, how they start to change their behaviors a little bit. If you find that daughters or young girls that tend to be vulnerable for someone coming up and telling them that they're beautiful and all those kind of things, it's very easy for them to fall into that. Next thing you know, we do start to see those behaviors change. One time my husband was here in Tyler and he called me and he said, I see about a 14-year-old girl dressed up to look like she's 18 or 19, and she's with a 42-year-old man, I would say. Those are things that we can spot. He spotted them on college campuses and so forth. So if you just kind of look and see the behaviors, the way they dress, the way they act, tattoos on their arms, dollar bills, things like that, they're working, even on our college campuses here in Tyler. And there are activities. I had another mother call me once that there was a guy that was trying to pick up her daughter at a bus stop here in Tyler. So just things to watch out for.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else want to add anything?
I would say the online activity as well with the child pornography. There was just a man in Indiana that was producing or distributing child pornography, and he was coercing kids to teenagers to perform sex acts from home. And there was one boy in Texas that they did find. He was 13, and they were able to find him through this man producing child pornography. So just being aware of what your kids are doing online. And this boy thought it was a girl that he was communicating with, and it was an older man. So,
okay, thank you.
I've had 2 of my girls from college going through that were on a college campus and were communicating with a guy that they thought would be a boyfriend. And they communicated for a couple of months online, great boyfriend, it's time we should meet. He met him, both of these girls, drugged him, and off they went.